Hey guys, I'm Carolina.
And I'm Julian.
And we're the Go Van team.
Welcome to the Go Band Show,
Whoop,
episode
whoop,
number
whoop,
2.
whoop.
Thanks for everyone who watched the first one. We introduced you to our editor-in-chief and friend, Katie. Today we have another really special guest, our friend, Jarrod Tocci.
Yep, we met him in LA last winter. He has an amazing van, and we're gonna go and discover what he did during the winter and what are his next projects.
But real quick, we want to say to everyone up here that we're happy that summer is here.
Yep.
All the camping are starting to reopen up here in Canada, so that's all good news. It seems like we're getting through this crisis, and it seems like life will never be the same for a little while, but at least we can go camping, and we'll be enjoying nature in the outdoors, so that's real good news.
Yep. We're super excited to go back traveling. We're gonna be around Quebec most of the summer. So June, July, we're gonna be traveling around here.
But let's jump right in. We've been hearing about the legendary Jarrod Tocci. You know, we're following him on Instagram and famous YouTuber. So welcome to the show, Jarrod.
Hey, what's going on? Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, I think we're a few miles away. How are you now?
I'm in Portland, Oregon. So I'd say about 3,000 miles from you.
Last time we saw you, you were in the SoCal. Now going up north. Are you going to come to see us in Canada or what?
Hopefully, when I can, I'd like to get over to Canada. I'm originally from Boston, so I'd like to go back home and maybe make my way up there and maybe to go to some events and everything else. But yeah, I think eventually I'd like to get over there. And I kind of meandered up here from Southern California a couple months back. And it looks like I'm staying here a while, so I might be settling some roots down.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to set up the roots over there? Like, is there like a new project going on, or?
Well, I have a degree in architectural engineering, and it's been a dream of mine since I graduated college, really, and that was many, many moons ago. I wanted to always design and build my own house, so I'm actually in the process of doing that. We're in the very beginning stages of designing, but I've wanted to do a container home for the last 7 to 10 years. I've been wanting to do a container home. So I think that was a natural progression from going from van life to tiny house. And a container home is just a form of a tiny house. So I think I'm not leaving van life by any means. I'm actually going to be building a third van. But I'm going to be selling my second van and building this container home and then building a third van.
Oh my God.
So wait,
this is awesome.
So when we met you, you were in the first van, right? Or was it the second van already?
That was my second van already, yeah. I lived in my first one for 2 years, but I didn't travel. I was in Los Angeles.
And you stayed over there with a van. That's it.
Yeah. Full-time, in a van, Los Angeles, pursuing broken dreams. And I after 2 years, I finally sold that van, and then I started the life that I wanted to live. I bought this new van. I converted it. It's my dream van. If you look up G.H.O.S.T van, that's the name of my van. G.H.O.S.T is actually an acronym. It was actually given to me by a viewer on my second YouTube video ever. I put out that I needed a name for my van, and some person said, how about G.H.O.S.T, because I was stealthy, and it stands for Ground Home Operation Stealth Transportation, so G.H.O.S.T. But I do have other dreams and aspirations, so I think I've realized that I enjoy the process more than the lifestyle, but it's still a big part of me. I still like to travel, and I still like to do that kind of stuff, so I've gotten what I've needed out of my second van, and you guys saw me down there in Southern California, and I think it's time to move on from that.
It's a big new project that you're going into. Did you already design your container home, or it's not yet designed?
I guess the aesthetic look that I'm going for is designed in here, but until I purchase the land, I'm not going to know the configuration of the containers just yet, because the way that architects will think is where the sun is, where the sun rises, sets, other things around you. We design in the element. We don't design for the sake of designing. I need to find the land or the place that I'll be purchasing, whatever I might be purchasing, because I have a couple different ideas. I also put it out there to my YouTube that I wanted a name for my container home. I wanted another acronym, and I wanted it to mean something, and I wanted it to kind of go in the realm of G.H.O.S.T. And somebody commented, and they gave me a fantastic name, and I'll share it with you guys now. I have not shared this publicly. It's Spirit, okay? Like Ghost. And it stands for Stable Place. I might change the I, but intimately reflecting inner thoughts. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I like it.
Nice.
And it's going to be in that area where you are right now?
Yeah, I plan on doing it in Portland. I fell in love with Portland back in August of 2019. The whole Pacific Northwest is just absolutely gorgeous. I loved, BC, British Columbia, and I think I'm really close to that, which is really beautiful. My other passion is stand-up comedy, so I am within a day's drive of places I need to be for stand-up comedy.
One of the reasons we wanted to also talk to you today was you're into design and stuff like that. And when we saw your van, we were kind of impressed. Yours was filled with innovation. The shower, the bed that is coming down. So is it all your ideas, or did you work with somebody else? Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. I'm the first to say no idea is original. I'm not the first person to make a Murphy bed, because I have a Murphy bed coming off the back wall, and that's obvious. The Murphy beds have been around for decades, right? I like to say I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I just want to show people on how it spins. So in that case, what I mean by that is I will take ideas that I see other van lifers do, and I will either do it better, change it slightly to create what I want. The shower idea was always in my head, but I never really could figure out how to do it. And it's kind of just a trial and error over some time and getting into the space and figuring it out. This shelf actually removes, this is actually the shower curtain. I'm going to be the official third van to have his recirculating shower in it. When you rent a van and you kind of realize what your wants and needs are, then you can really figure out what exactly your design you want for your design. So I did fit a lot into a 144 Sprinter, and as you guys attested to, thank you. But that was my goal. I wanted to be different. I strive to be different. The lighting, the indirect lighting, I've seen that. The LED strip lights would be on top, and then it would reflect down through the ceiling. I've never seen it done in a van before, so I was like, hey, why not try and give it a shot and see what we can do? I will say there's no way I would have done some of my things without the help of my father. He's been in contracting for 40 years. So I give him an idea and he kind of makes it a reality.
Since we've been talking about innovations, I know you have some kind of a relationship with Van Life Tech. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
And these other guys, Tiny Watt Solar. It seems like they have plenty of good ideas for van life. So
let's see. I don't know how much information I can give, but I'll give as much as I can.
Come on. We want scoops.
I'm very fortunate to have the friends that I do have and the connections I have in this business. Van Life Tech is within, I would say, 200 to 300 yards from where I'm sitting right now. So the relationship I have with him is obviously not just friendship, but business. His knowledge of technical systems in vans go far beyond what anybody can imagine. We call him the mad scientist. His name is Troy. So today's episode is really what Troy did. I didn't really do much today, did I, Troy? I was like a glorified assistant. I handed you a lot of tools. He thinks of things and then takes them into a different level. I asked him a question. I can't say what it is, but I asked him a question recently and he was just like, yeah, they've been doing that in Europe for, decades, and now he's going to implement that into vans. And I was like, what? So, he developed a heated floor system, which is in my van. It's the best heat that I've had. And I'm not talking about in a van. I'm talking about just in life.
It's hydronic. We end up with about 150 feet of hose in the floor. with our proprietary floor system. That's the first stage. So the system will automatically try to use the floor as the primary heat source to heat the van. You have full control over the minimum and maximum temperatures on the floor. So you can decide you like toasty toes and just keep it a certain temperature all the time if you want. But it'll use the floor first, try and maintain the air temperature. If for some reason it's super cold out, or your doors are open, or you just turn the system on and the floor's taking time to get up to temperature, we have a second stage, which is a fan coil unit. So it uses the same hydronic heating fluid, but runs it through a fan coil, kind of like your heater core in your car, really.
He also developed the recirculating shower that integrates with his heated floor system. Hydronic floor heating has been around for, eons, right? He's not the first person to invent that, but he is one of the first to come up with a system to make it 12 volt and off grid. And it's taken him 2 years to develop that process. And this past year, pretty much 2019 into 2020, it's now completely off the shelf. You can buy it. It's great. One of his upfitters does the install, so it's professionally done. But it's the best heating I've ever seen in a van, and he works with 15 upfitters that can get it done for people.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, because honestly, every time you step on the floor in a van, most of the time it is cold. So Jarrod, first time we met, the first thing I said, I'm like, oh my God, dude, you have a voice of a comedian.
Oh, really?
Definitely. So tell me about that.
Yeah, going back to the Broken Dreams, I went to Los Angeles to pursue acting back in 2007, I think, 2008. And, I went there in thoughts that I was going to be an actor and really I gave it my go and I did the best that I could. Eventually, acting led into improv. Improv led into sketch comedy, and sketch comedy led into stand-up comedy, which has always been a dream of mine. I never knew how to do it, and I just fell in love with the stage. I fell in love with interaction with people on stage. I fell in love with the reaction I get from people, and just overall just making people laugh. I've always said that I'd rather make somebody laugh than cry, so that's kind of where I am with that. So.
Yeah.
So we should book you for El Campo this year then. Well, this year is going to be special, but let's say next year when normal life will be back, so
I will verbally commit right now. I took 2 years off. I did take 2 years off, so I'm kind of getting back into it right now. And it's, comedy's like a sport. You kind of have to practice it. You need to keep doing it. And unfortunately right now you can't really do much, but I do plan to get back up on stage as soon as possible and kind of get things going. I took a break all because I wanted to focus on YouTube and building my brand more than anything. So that's why I took a break.
It's working well. That's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you have another channel, right, for the stand-up comedy stuff. So which is called
Who's This Effin' Guy? Effin' in Boston or the East Coast it's the improper way to say the F word, I guess. So effin', EFFIN, yeah.
So finally, maybe one last question for you, Jarrod. What's next for you, and where can we follow you? Can you just wrap this up for us? Maybe a last word?
Oh, I don't like last words. I like to keep going, but I know that we don't have too much time. So I'm looking forward to getting into the container. I'm hopefully going to set up a wood shop there where I can start doing some table designs that I have, other furniture that I like to build, and that's more of a hobby. Do the comedy as well. And I want to also have an area where I can have vans come and park, mostly my friends, and they can actually hook right up. So I think over the next 3 years or so, I'm going to try and make this entire compound into, I want to call it Ghost Town, and I want to make it into an area where van lifers can come.
Can you reflect a few years back when you went into that van life and you created that ghost name, and now you're building like a little tiny village,
I mean, you're gonna make me cry. Do you guys want to make me cry right now? I remember exactly where I was. I remember the feelings that I had. I remember the excitement that I had. I was sitting in a Starbucks coffee shop in the middle of Hollywood on Sunset and Vine when I made the decision to make this logo, which is I paid a graphic designer because I wasn't talented enough at it, and I think I paid her like $100, and I just knew in that moment that this logo and the ideas that I had were going to propel me to where I wanted to go in life, I guess. So I could not be more grateful for everything and everyone, and it's been a true like amazing ride that I've had so far. So yeah, you can find me at just Jarrod Tocci, Jarrod Tocci, and that's across the board. My website is that, my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube are all my name.
Good stuff, Jarrod. We need to let you go, but thanks so much,
nice seeing
Jarrod,
you.
for being part of the show, and we'll see you soon.
Guys, thank you so much. Love you both. Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the show, so hopefully we're going to see you on our next one. Bye.
Peace out. Stay safe on the road.